This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got David Bird with me and Jane Stott, and you are from the Studio Theatre, Perth. Jane, you've been here lots of times before.
I have. It's like a second home.
It is, really, isn't it? Yeah, mine too. David, you haven't been here before.
Only once to record a campaign message.
Okay, yes, you were here for that, but you weren't on FYI.
No, definitely not.
Okay, now you are here. You are actually, speaking of that, you are a town councillor in Perth.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're also an OPP officer in Perth.
Yes.
And you are here today as an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that function.
That's right. That's right. You wear many hats. Many hats. Now, how long have you been with the theatre?
I've been doing theatre in and around Perth since 1994.
1994. Long time. Let's do the
Yes.
math here. Jane, help me out.
30 years, I think.
isn't
30
it? Wow.
years, nearly
Wow,
30
that's,
years, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We're here today to talk about A Christmas Carol, and it's a one-man show. You're doing the whole thing.
Right.
That's right.
It's a dramatized reading.
Okay, okay. And you are the director.
Yeah, I don't need to do a lot of directing, but just to basically get the stage all set for David to go on and work his magic.
I guess when he's been doing this for 30 years, eh? Probably an easy job, is it? Or
It's interesting in the theatre setting to have Jane and the team there to make it work better. I've done it as dinner theatre. I've done it in more intimate settings. But when it comes to a stage, it's so much better to have the team there.
Absolutely. And you know, we talk about that, Jane, the team that it takes. You may
All
be
the
one
people that
person
you
out
don't
there.
see.
Yeah.
All the people you don't see.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I mean, how many people is it going to take to
Oh,
put
there's
this
probably
together?
about 7 or 8 of us. There's a couple of people in the tech booth that will be doing lighting and some wonderful pre-show and intermission Christmas chime music. Then there's someone who's going to go in and actually set the stage. We're going to have a beautiful easy chair, a fireplace that looks like it's burning, and a podium, so that when David is doing his recitation, he can not just be sitting in the chair the whole time. He can move from one to the other and put a little bit of a flow into it.
Right.
So we've got that group, and then somebody backstage, just in case there's a problem, who's hooked up to a headset in the tech booth in case they say, well, is David ready to go on for Act 2? And so you've got about 8 people involved, but only one person on stage.
That's right. That's right. And let's talk about the Christmas Carol too. You're all the characters.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm reading A Christmas Carol. Every word is Dickens, but it's not all of Dickens' words. It is condensed down.
Okay.
But if you think you're familiar with the story, and a lot of people are, if you haven't read it, you've missed out on Dickens' brilliant ability for descriptive narrative and to set a scene, which
Excellent.
the Victorians they didn't have anything else other than theatre. You had to create the scene in their mind.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. And you're going to be Ebenezer Scrooge. You're going to be Jacob Marley, the whole Cratchit family.
Yes.
Okay. And including Tiny Tim
Yeah.
and the 3 ghosts.
Yes.
And you're going to be doing that. You're going to be portraying that
That's right.
up on stage.
That's right.
All
Yeah.
right. And like you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes, and the Christmas Carol is my favourite book.
Actually, that was going to be my question. Is what was your favorite one?
It is a Christmas Carol. I just love the story. Many years ago, when I was 8 or 9 years old, the headmaster of our school came in over three afternoons before Christmas and read us the story. It's the first time I'd ever heard it. And as I got older, I used to read it every Christmas to my younger brother, who's just reminded me of that on a text this morning, or sorry, WhatsApp, saying, I remember you reading me that wee story, because he's living in Northern Ireland, so wee story. And he said, I never thought I'd turn into Scrooge, though. So he's the Scrooge and I'm the opposite, yes.
You know, it's amazing, too, what we remember as children that we bring into our adulthood, that we want to make that happen for other people.
Right.
And that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm trying to do,
That's what you're doing. Now, this is a free will offering, and the donations are going to the table?
To the Table Community Food Center.
Right.
And that's the head person there is Ramsey Hart.
Right.
So he will be at the presentation, both afternoon and evening. There's 2 shows to introduce the play, and there will also be representatives from the table there if you're feeling that you can make a small donation as well, and 100% of any donations will go back to the table. But we wanted to open this up. We wanted it to be free for two reasons. One is that we're just so grateful for the community of Perth that they've stood by us through COVID and all the ups and downs, and this is like our gift to them, to come and get this wonderful dose of Christmas spirit just basically 9 days before Christmas. And also to the people that use the Table Food Centre, because some of them are, really working hard to make ends meet, and they can't afford sometimes to pay for a ticket. So it's open to everybody who can't afford and to those who can to come and just make a donation. But it's just a thank you from us to the community.
And your theatre really did a major pivot to make it work during COVID too. I mean, it was 3 years.
We did. We did a lot of things online, and we made it work. But it was hard. And
you did masks. You did.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. You didn't fill the theatre. You seats in between everybody and everything.
Exactly.
You tried to make it work because you still have to pay the bills. That's right.
We do.
We have a theatre.
We received, as I said, a little bit of help from the government, but basically it was the people who came out. The community supported us as much as they could, and there were some donations in there as well that really helped us.
Absolutely. You have your own theatre as well too. Some people use a theatre in a school or something like that. You have your own theatre that you have to maintain as well too.
Which we rent. We rent the whole space, so everything that comes in goes back out.
That's right. That's right. The lights have to go on, right? Now, what's your next play going?
Well, strangely enough, I'll be working with David again and another actor, Patrick Bugby. We're doing a two-hander, which is two actors on stage, called Sleuth. And it's a British murder... Thriller...
Dark comedy, it's got everything in it.
It's been, a lot of people have seen the film version with Michael Caine and...
Well, first time it was Sir Laurence Olivier and Michael Caine.
Right.
And then most recently it was Michael Caine and I believe Jude Law, wasn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's basically two people just sort of this cat and mouse game back and forth, very psychological, very suspenseful, a lot of humor, a lot of physicality, and the time will just fly with these two actors never leaving the stage and constantly.
It's one of those shows where the audience is kept guessing all the time as to what is the truth.
Okay. And that one is in February.
That's in February, but we're already rehearsing for that now.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be, yes, for sure. For sure. There's a lot of pressure when you're the only one on the stage, or just there's two of you up there. There's a lot of pressure, I would think.
It is, but Patrick is fantastic to play against. And already in rehearsal, it's sparking along really, and it's one of those plays I think that when you do it, it seems to fly by.
Okay.
You think, what have we missed, right?
Yeah.
But it's it crackles, and it's and I love it. The play misdirects the audience all the time.
Okay. Now, in terms of the Christmas Carol, which is your favorite character to portray?
Well, I love playing Scrooge, because it's a story of redemption and the change in him. The fellow I'd most like to identify with is Scrooge's nephew, who is almost the spirit of Christmas and the thought of Christmas in person.
Yeah.
So,
every year invites him to supper, just doesn't give up on him.
That's right.
Exactly.
And doesn't give up.
All right.
And
yeah. So it's December 16th at 2:00 and 7:30.
Yes.
Do people reserve, or because you said it was free?
You don't reserve. You don't buy a ticket. You just come, walk in off the street and come. And if by chance we fill our 200-seat theater in the afternoon, there's another opportunity at 7:00 at night, 7:30 at night.
7:30 at night.
But it's just such an amazing way to get into the Christmas spirit.
Absolutely.
And we're just so blessed to be able to offer this and to have. David was the one who brought this forward quite a while ago and said, I've done this before and I wouldn't mind doing it for Perth Theatre. And we go, well, that would be wonderful.
I mean, the Christmas story, it's such a tradition for people as well, too.
Yes.
It's like I'm watching it, and sometimes they watch, each actor that does it. There's 3 or 4 different plays. Oh, I'm sure there's more than that of the movie. So this way they can see it in person.
That's right, and actually get the benefit of hearing Dickens' words
Just
the
so
painting a
beautiful
picture.
to hear, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I guess when it's a movie, you're hearing. How am I trying to say?
You're
hearing
hearing
words.
a lot of the words that Dickens
The
used
narrative.
and some that aren't. You're hearing,
Yes.
but you're given an image,
That's right.
and that is, well, by definition, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the spoken word, it's more magical, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite film Scrooge?
Oh,
Wow. Alistair Sim is set the standard for everybody, I think.
So when you're on stage, are you thinking Alistair's things?
An amalgam of some of them, yes. Yeah.
so which one's your favorite?
Probably Alistair.
I'm as well.
It's just so classic, but I've seen them all. I've seen Henry Winkler do it in a 1930 Depression era one.
Oh, yes,
It's called
okay.
An American Christmas Carol. So there's many versions, but Alistair Sim, I think,
Oh
is
my goodness, the
the
Muppets
pinnacle.
have done it.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Sir Michael Caine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Jim Carrey's done it. Yeah. It's been done many times. So we're going to see it the David Bird way.
Yes.
and it will be amazing. And the
Yes.
stage will be set to look like a Victorian room. There'll be, as I said, a fireplace and some decorations and keeping in time with the era.
It's partly why I'm so scruffy at the moment, is with a few alterations, it's just to get me more in the look of Dickens.
I don't think you're any scruffier
character.
than usual.
And that from your director. There you go. Yes. Well, thank you very much for coming here today. And David, I want to have you come back here. You've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
It's amazing you haven't been sitting here before with us. So,
Yeah.
And Jane, you come here all the time. So thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you.
So once again, Christmas Carol, December 16th, 2 o'clock and 7:30. Just show up.
Yep.
And you're looking for donations of any kind
Yeah.
to.
Yep, you can use cash, card,
Yep.
whatever, and there'll be people there taking donations from the food bank. From
And,
the food
and
bank.
it's unsolicited. If you can't,
Yep.
if you're
It's
tight for
fine.
money, come and see the show.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Especially for all the people who can't otherwise afford.
That's right.
You know, because sometimes if you've got an extra $20, it's not for a ticket, it's to pay the rent. Or
That's right.
Put food on the table. So we're just so happy to be able to do this.
That's right. Well, good for you for supporting it. They struggle this time of year. They've been doing Build a Mountain of Food. I believe they were in Perth about 2 weekends
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
And they did phenomenally, too. They were amazing for collecting donations for our food bank there, too.
Yeah, people
So
are still very generous.
absolutely, they are. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's Christmas that's what Christmas is all about.
Yes.
Right, Scrooge?
Yeah.
That's right. That's
and-
coming from Scrooge.
Yeah. No, I'm certainly not a bar humbug.
No, you
So-
are not. No, you are not. No, for sure, for sure. So once again, December 16th, 2 p.m., 7:30 as well, and that's at the Studio Theatre, Perth. Come and enjoy A Christmas Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.